viewers, it's Super Sunday today and you've got plenty of action coming up. But firstly, you've already gotten the squad announcement. Australia have announced their 13-man squad for the Border-Gavaskar Trophy that's going to begin from November 22 at Optus Stadium in Perth. So, not many surprises in the Australian team. I mean, when you look at it, only one post was in contention, and that was the opener's post. Who's going to partner Usman Khawaja? Well, you've got your answer. It's Nathan McSweeney. Nathan McSweeney was in top form in the India A versus Australia A unofficial test matches, and he is going to be your designated opener in this particular series when you look at A versus India. So, this is the Australia squad when you have to look at the BGT test matches against India. Usman Khawaja, Nathan McSweeney, then Marnus Labuschagne, Steve Smith, Travis Head, Mitchell Marsh, Alex Carey. You've then got the awesome quartet of Josh Hazelwood, Mitchell Starc, Pat Cummins, Nathan Lyon, and Scott Boland. So in that sense, when you look at it, this is a tremendous squad, high on experience, high on class, and Australia at home will be gunning to ensure that they end nearly 10 years of a pain. They have not won the BGT ever since 2017. They won it in 2014-15, but lost it in 16-17 to India. Then after that, it's all been 4 consecutive series of 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. So basically, Australia have named their squad, and currently they are in a bit of a trouble in the third ODI against Pakistan at the Optus Stadium in Perth. It is a B team that is playing currently because most of the stars are not playing for the third ODI after what they did in the second ODI. So it is going to be a huge indication as to how it's going to happen. So Pakistan are currently on top at the Optus Stadium in the third ODI against Australia. But again, remember, this is a white ball wicket. White ball and red ball, it is a typical Optus wicket, pace, bounce. How will India's batting cope up with it? It remains to be seen. Australia's batters are not able to cope up against Naseem, Shaheen, Haris. So that is why Pakistan are on the cusp of doing something special. They have not won a series in Australia since 2002. 22 years later, can they win a series in Australia? That remains to be seen now. So that is about the Australia BGT squad and Australia versus Pakistan. Now there is a huge development when it comes to the Champions Trophy. When India stated in writing that they will not travel to Pakistan for the ICC Champions Trophy, the ICC delegation that was expected to visit Pakistan on November 11th and 12th and announce the schedule. Now that November 11th program has been cancelled. Yes, that program has been cancelled now because Pakistan Cricket Board and the ICC will now have to scramble for a contingency plan, the hybrid model. Now, how on earth they are going to arrange for the hybrid model and how quickly they can do it, that remains to be seen. November 11th and 12th was chosen because it would mark 100 days to go for the Champions Trophy. But now with India flatly refusing to go to Pakistan, with the government not having given them any permission whatsoever, now it is going to be the onus on the ICC and the Pakistan Cricket Board to ensure that they are played in some other venue. So Pakistan managed to come to India for that for the matches that happened here. But on the other hand, now India will not go to Pakistan. So whatever was the draft schedule in which India was supposed to play their games in Lahore, India, Bangladesh, India, New Zealand, India, Pakistan, that now will be scrapped totally. And most likely, if we are getting the confirmation soon, UAE is going to be the venue where India will be playing all their games versus Pakistan and also against the other team. So UAE will be hosting all the India games that is going to be there, and most likely it is going to be Dubai. So India flatly have refused to go to Pakistan, and because of that, the government now has stepped in and the ICC have cancelled their November 11th schedule of the schedule announcement. So November 11th, the schedule announcement has been scrapped. That is what ICC sources have told, who are well known to the organization that is there, the development of all the programs that's there. So they have said that the November 11th event stands cancelled. Now, where will Pakistan host the hybrid model? Pakistan hosting all their games in Pakistan, but India's games will be held in the UAE. Sri Lanka doesn't look like an option at this stage. So India's got its wish. The government's got its wish. Pakistan are not going to host India, and the wait continues. So, in that way, this is how we are looking at it. Now, there was one more international that was happening, Sri Lanka versus New Zealand, the first T20I that was happening in Dambulla. New Zealand are playing without much of their stars, but that has been the case for almost the entire year for them. Now, New Zealand managed to put up a fight, but then Sri Lanka continued their resurgence with a commanding win. Charita Salanka calm under pressure, a 6-wicket win in Dambulla. Today is the second T20I there. Then Bangladesh have made a good comeback against Afghanistan by beating them in the second ODI by 68 runs. It was a good comeback considering what they had suffered against Allah Ghazanfar. So that is why Allah Ghazanfar managed to ensure that yes, he had taken 6 wickets, but here Bangladesh were on song, and that's why the series is level 1-1. So that is the development from the world of cricket. As far as other sports is concerned, yesterday we reported Jan Zelesny has managed to become the coach of Neeraj Chopra, and what a good jodi that is. Zelesny is the only individual in the history of the sport, javelin, to win 3 Olympic gold and 3 World Championship gold. And he's got a 98.4 meter throw as well, and also 96 meters. Top 5 out of the 10 throws have all come from Zelesny. Indeed, a legendary figure indeed. As far as other Ranji Trophy games are concerned, unfortunately, Delhi have suffered a 9-wicket defeat, and that is why Delhi's woes continue. Despite Yashdul scoring a century, still it hasn't worked out for Delhi. So that is the way we are looking at it. In the Chennai Grandmasters, today is the penultimate round. If Arjun can hold on for a win or a draw, then he's one step closer to winning the Chennai Grandmasters and getting close to 24 FIDE circuit points. And he will most likely finish this tournament. And after that, he's not playing any kind of classical chess. Maybe by November end, he will become the second Indian after Vishwanathan Anand to reach 2,800 ELO points. Now, I'll take some comments that are there. Raj Dasgupta. Typical Optus pitch. See Pakistan bowlers running over all Aussie batters. Any indication for the first test BGT pitch? Can Indian bowlers do well? See, it is a typical Optus wicket, but then you'll have to hold your horses. This is a white ball match. White ball match, and if you look at every other thing as well, you have to take it with a pinch of salt. So, conditions will differ. Batters will be employing a different strategy against different teams. So, let's see how that pans out. Ashish, do you think India will go with 4 pacers in per test? Looks like it is the venue where you can play 4 pace bowlers. I mean, Akashdeep, Prasidh, Bumrah, Siraj, only one spinner in Ravindra Jadeja or Ashwin or a Washington Sundar. Maybe that might happen. But then if you play 4 pacers, then I think your tail is getting longer, which is why I think India will not go in with that strategy. So let's look at it. Does New Zealand versus Sri Lanka, Bangladesh versus Afghanistan, England versus West Indies, players giving final audition for the IPL auction? Do you think performance in these series for foreign players matters? It kind of matters, but past reputation also matters in a big way. So that is going to be very important. Don't you think, Ashish Ranjan Singh, don't you think Abhishek Sharma has gotten too many opportunities on which he failed to cash in, and we should give someone else the performance? I would say wait. See, Abhishek Sharma will play all the 4 matches here now. Whether he's fit for the England 5 T20Is, that remains to be seen. So these are 3 vital games coming up today when you look at it. One is in Habeha, the second T20I, and from that point on 13th and 15th, he has to really be consistent. So let's hope Abhishek Sharma is consistent. Raj Dasgupta, waiting for an India versus Pakistan test match. Well, you'll have to wait for a very long time, Raj Dasgupta. That's not happening. At least for next 4 to 5 years, it's not happening. New Zealand always fighting everywhere. Always great to see that game. Yes, New Zealand, Sri Lanka. I mean, these 2 teams don't give up that much, although Sri Lanka are absolutely having a resurgence at this stage. Pakistan is demolishing Australia. I know Pakistan are in are on top at this stage at Optus, and they can break a 22-year jinx. They have not won an ODI series in Australia ever since 2002. Salt getting 100 again versus West Indies, so big money for Salt again. Moti also doing good. Allah Ghazanfar, Fizz, etc. all getting big money. I don't know about that. See, most of the Afghanistan, Bangladesh, and New England players. See, I don't know about Salt, but I think most of them, it is going to be a big situation that we are developing. Maybe not more than 4-5 crores for most of them. Not so much. Sandeep Randa, what's your prediction for BGT? Mine is 3-2 in favor of Oz. I don't know. It's too close to call. I think I would say 3-1 Australia. But if India win 2-1 again, don't be surprised. Zakaria saying Rauf needs to play tests versus South Africa. Well, he will be playing in South Africa. Let's see, because Pakistan are desperate to win a series in South Africa. They have never won a series there. They have won 3 or 4 test matches there, but they have never won a series there. Only Sri Lanka has done it. McSweeney is quite a defensive batsman. I think he will be the key, McSweeney, to ensure the new ball is blunted. First time ever all top teams are playing over 2 days. Indeed, it is true that Shreyansh Pudipatti. McSweeney is quite a different. Constas is better than McSweeney, Rajdas. Although, I agree, in that match against India A at Melbourne, Constas did look good. But then, he's only 19 years. He did play in the Under-19 World Cup of 2024, Sam Constas. I think you have to give him more time. You just can't be fast-tracking him in that sense. So, Rauf and Australia, what great connection, Raj. Yeah, I mean, he's played for the BBL, for the Melbourne, if I'm not mistaken, for the Melbourne Renegades, if I'm not mistaken. So, Haris Rauf indeed does have a great connection. He is really tearing the Aussie attack apart. I mean, now in 2 matches, he's gotten 8 wickets. So, let's see how that pans. So, today, Australia versus Pakistan, that is going to happen, and we'll be bringing you the live updates from that. And we'll also be bringing you the live update from India versus South Africa, the second T20 at Haibeha. It's starting at 7:30 p.m. 7 p.m. is the toss, the only game which begins at 7:30 p.m. So let's look at that. And Zakaria, I mean, I don't know. I mean, see, winning and losing is part of the game. I'll just say that. So Rajdas Gupta, other than Fizz, do you think any Bangladesh players in IPL, Taskin Mehendi or anyone, Tawhid, they won't go for big money? That's for sure. They may get picked, but I don't think they're going for big money in that sense. One reason, Sandeep Randhawa was saying, one reason for last BGT win was Tim Payne keeping and captains. This time Cummins will do better. Absolutely. I mean, Australia also know what needs to be done. They also want to ensure that, yes, they get to the WTC final and defend their title, because even they have an uphill task. They have to win at least 5 out of 7 tests, and their last 2 tests are in Sri Lanka, in Galle, where Prabhat Jayasuriya might absolutely spin a wave around them. So let's see how that pans out. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis, and don't forget we are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. Show us some love there also. Bye-bye.